I work for the Food and Environment Research Agency in the United Kingdom, and within that we have the National Bee Unit, and what I'd like to talk to you today about is European foul brood. I'll be talking a little bit about the disease symptoms, what sort of monitoring we do in the UK, how we do the diagnostics in the field, what sort of control measures we take to look after this European foul brood, and show you a little bit about the incidence and distribution of the disease within our jurisdiction.
Selwyn vil fortælle om føde- og miljøforskningsenhedens arbejder, og specielt omkring den nationale afdeling, som tilhører det agentur. Han vil fortælle om europæisk bipest, omkring sygdomssymptomer, hvordan man monitorerer i England og Wales, om diagnose i felten, om bekæmpelse og om forekomsten i England og Wales.
This rather large building is the Food and Environment Research Agency, not the Bee Unit. We're a very, very small part of that. We have one half of a block with where we all work, and if you can see in the corner there, that's that's our home apiary. We also have another experimental apiary here, and we are a tiny little bit here.
Det er så hele forskningsinstitutionen, fødevare- og miljøforskningsinstitutionen, og afdelingen for bier udgør kun en meget lille del, og udgør en halvdel af den bygning, der er øverst til venstre. Man har et feltforsøgsområde helt øverst, og så har man lidt i en af de store bygninger, som man peger på.
The Food and Environment Research Agency, it's a government agency. We're part of DEFRA, which is the Department for the Environment and Rural Affairs, previously MAF.
Agenturet DEFRA, det er en regeringsforskningsenhed, en del af det, der tidligere hed
yes, MAF, the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Food.
Landbrugsministeriet. Nu er det landbrug, fødevare og miljøforskning.
Sorry. Basically, we carry out anything that you can think of to do with agricultural research, food and environmental safety, so whether that's stored food, crops in the field, food contamination. We're also big partners with a lot of universities and research institutes, and the most important thing for me is the home of the National Bee Unit.
Faktisk så beskæftiger man med alt, hvad der vedrører landbrugs- og fødevareforskning, og man har samarbejdet med en lang række andre forskningsinstitutioner og universiteter, og selv en arbejde for den nationale afdeling, og det er det, vi beskæftiger med.
Why do we have a bee unit? I don't need to tell you how important honeybees are, but just to show the contribution of honeybees in the UK and Europe and across the world. Obviously they're vital for pollination, which is why we have a bee unit.
Ja, han behøver ikke fortælle jer, hvor vigtige bierne er, men her er nogle data for forskellige lande for, hvor meget bierne betyder for national økonomi i forskellige lande.
A couple of figures about beekeeping in the UK. We have something like 275,000 colonies and about 30 to 40,000 hobbyist beekeepers and a few professional beekeepers, not so many. The average number of colonies kept in the UK is probably somewhere between 3 and 5 colonies per beekeeper. And you can see our honey crop is very small.
Lidt omkring biavl i USA, 275.000 bifamilier, ca. 40.000 hobbybiavlere, 300 professionelle biavlere med 40-50.000 deromkring bifamilier, en årlig honningproduktion på 6.000 tons, Og det betyder, at honningproduktionen per biavler og per familie er ganske ringe.
I'll try and show you a brief overview of the work of the bee unit. The bee unit covers a whole range of aspects of work, many areas. So.
Et lille overblik over, hvad biafdelingen beskæftiger sig med bigårdsundersøgelser.
Key to our work is we have our apiary inspections. So we have a field inspection service who look for diseases, both American foul brood and European foul brood, and also for exotic pests such as tropilolaps and small hive beetle.
Aktivitet, det er inspektørsystemet, som også har undersøgelser i bigårdene af sygdomme, specielt Holland, bipest, europæisk bipest og eksotiske sygdomme, parasitter.
We have diagnostics both in the field and in the laboratory.
Man har diagnose både i bigården og i laboratoriet.
We have something called bipest, which is a database of beekeepers which we can use for our inspection service, and the beekeepers can use as an information warehouse, and they can see their own details, their apiary details on there.
Man har IPS'en, som er et registreringssystem for biavlere, og der er også informationer, som biavlerne kan hente.
We run 200 colonies of honeybees at the Institute with 2 beekeepers, and those colonies are used in all of this other work, so commercial work and training.
Man har 200 beekeepere på institutionen, der bliver passet af 2 biavlere, de bliver brugt i alle de øvrige opgaver, som man har.
We interact very much with government, so we advise policy teams and how the government should make laws or work with bees in the future.
Vi samarbejder med regeringen og med til at rådgive og fastlægge politik.
And food safety, contaminants part of the European testing program. Our bee inspectors collect samples for residue testing.
Naturligvis fødevaresikkerhed og inspektørerne samler indsamler prøver til undersøgelse for eksempel restkonstruktion.
We're also responsible for environmental protection. We're part of a scheme called the Wildlife Incident Investigation Scheme, WIS for short, which investigates suspected poisoning incidents of honeybees.
Man er med i Miljøstyrelsens undersøgelser, og man er med i et program, hvor man indsamler informationer om skader på bierne.
Training is a very important role, so everybody within our team goes out and gives talks on husbandry and disease control, and our inspection service also give training and demonstrations to beekeepers.
Undervisning og træning er en vigtig aktivitet, og både folk på institutionen, men også inspektører, de deltager i undervisning og træning.
We did testing of new products, plant protection products and veterinary medicines for safety and efficacy.
Man undersøger nye medicinprodukter og pesticider for effektivitet og sikkerhed.
And research, we have a large selection of research team there also.
Og man har forskning, en stor forskningsenhed.
And finally, we're also involved with international development, so writing what's the word? I can't think of the word myself. Beekeeping manuals, which have been translated into about 6 different languages for use in Africa.
Man er involveret i internationale udviklingsprogrammer og skriver manualer i bilag, der bliver oversat til 16 forskellige sprog til brug.
Within the bee unit, we have the field team, who are the inspectors, who are home-based, split into 8 different regions, and we have about 50 of those who go out doing inspections, advice and training.
Man har et stab på godt 50 lokale inspektører, der foretager undersøgelse i gårdene, rådgiver og understøtter forskningsprogrammer.
And based at York, we have about 15 program staff who are responsible for carrying out the research, laboratory diagnostics, and also training and advice extension.
Placeret i York har man en stab på 15, der er involveret i diagnose, forskningsprogrammer, støtteprogrammer til biavlen, undervisning og rådgivning, og man har 8 PhD-studerende.
But that's not everything. We also have, because FERA is such a big organisation, we're very lucky. It means that we can draw on expertise from over 100 people. So if we want to do something, there is probably somebody within the organisation that can do it for us, whether that's molecular diagnostics, residue analysis, or statistics.
Men en forskningsinstitution er så stor, så har man også så den situation, hvor man kan trække på viden fra en lang række andre forskere i molekylær biologi og i analysemetoder eller analyser.
Just talk quickly about the inspectorate. I've talked about some of this, but just to show you some of the things that the inspectorate are involved with is checking for exotic pests or import or export certification. So here is a swarm that came into a port, and here is a swarm that came in the tail of an aeroplane which actually came from America at something at about minus 20 degrees, and they were still alive when they came into the UK. So our inspectors check, and these were destroyed. So.
Eksempler på, hvad sygdomsinspektørerne vi også er involveret i det undersøgelse af import af bier og sygdomme. Her er eksempler øverst til højre har vi sværm, der blev fundet i en havn, og som skulle undersøges for, hvad den havde med. Billedet her i midten, det er fra halepartiet på en flyvemaskine, hvor man fandt en sværm, der havde set tværs over Atlanten, og som stadigvæk var i live, kom fra USA.
There were actually 2 separate colonies in that tail.
Der var faktisk 2 sværme i den haleparti.
I mentioned this just to show. I've mentioned development of new veterinary medicines. This here is last year we carried out a study looking at a potential new varroacide, which hopefully will be going. It's been sent in for registration, and we're waiting for the results of that. So we've done that on behalf of a pesticide company. So fingers crossed.
Et nyt produkt, som er under afprøvning for et medicinfirma.
Now I'll move on to the nasty disease, European foul brood.
Og nu kommer vi så til det, vi drejer sig om, nemlig europæisk bipest.
What is European foul brood? It's a bacterial disease of the honeybee brood, and primarily you see it in unsealed or open brood. It's caused by the bacteria Melissococcus plutonius.
Ja, hvad er europæisk bipest? Det er en bakteriesygdom, som rammer i larverne, især i den åbne yngel, og den forårsages af en ikke sporeformet bakterie, der hedder Melissococcus plutonius.